Alright. I must have run up and down these stairs about 6,000 times over the course of Vintage, as I was doing most of the pump overs for the first part of the day. They pump over twice a day, so they pump over at starting at about 8 o'clock in the morning and then starting about 8 o'clock at night. So the day will start with ferment rounds at 6, get all the ferments up into the lab, get everything recorded. They like to graph things just to see how the ferments are tracking along. So I would do all of that, and then the winemakers would taste all the different fermenters, make decisions on what needs to happen, and then we'd go and do the pump overs. So this is the barrel hall, which is locked, and it's completely locked up. So essentially the barrel hall is in this massive building here, and it's just a big long building. You can put we stack our barrels on forklift racks, so big metal racks, and they're usually about 6 high and about 10 deep, so it's quite a few barrels. Barrel time is anywhere from 10 months to 24 months, depending on the wine. So we can't get in the barrel hall, but I think we should be able to get into the white ferment cellar. So this is just some more shots of the view of the winery here. This is the grounds. Once every 2 weeks they do a little movie over there. You could come and sit on the lawn on Saturday night and watch a movie and have a glass of wine. This is the rest of the winery here. This is the cellar door, so the tasting room is just through these windows here, and the lab is up the stairs in this building as well. It's also where all the offices are. But let's go into the white ferment cellar, which is in here. So this is the white ferment cellar. So again, this is the first half of Vintage. We spent a lot of time in here. So essentially the wines would get pressed in those big air presses, and then the juice would get pumped through a series of pipes into these, and then the wines would be inoculated and ferment in these tanks. So you can see there's a couple of different sizes. This is about a 20,000 liter tank. This is about a 60,000 liter tank over here. So yeah, this is over here in the corner here. This is an RDV. So this is a way to turn lees, which is all the sediment and wine, into clean wine. So it actually extracts a bit of wine from the sort of sludge that's left on the bottom of the tank. All our hoses are kind of stacked over here. Let's see. This is sort of where all the fittings and everything else are. Buckets, chemicals, additions, all the other fun stuff kind of over in this area. The winery has its own bottling hall, which is just through these doors in the back here. So about 8 months out of the year, this thing is running pretty much 10 hours a day, just doing nothing but bottling. So this is sort of the bottling hall, and all the machines back here. So the bottles start just down here, kind of come through, go around, get filled, get labeled, come out as finished wine on the other side, get chucked into boxes, and then that's it, finished wines. So this winery was kind of built piece by piece. It's been around since 78, I want to say, so it's one of the older ones in the area. And the original cellar was in here. If I can find a light switch, that would be good. But, hang on. Let's give this a go. There we go. So this is the original cellar. So when Cape Mentelle was here in 1978, this was the only cellar. The vats that you see here, a lot of these we used for doing secondary fermentation with some of the wines. We use them for storage. This room doesn't really get a lot of use anymore. It's usually just a storage room, but it does look kind of cool, so it's kind of fun to put on the tour. So this was built first, and then the white ferment hall was built, and then that red ferment area was built last. So that area that we started in, that was built last, the last sort of piece of the winery. So the only other part to show you is the inside. So we'll go there next. Make sure we get all the lights off and everything else. That's probably not good. Alright. So we'll turn off some lights. Shut the door in here. Perfect. This area is kind of a nice staging area. This is where we do a lot of barrel filling, a lot of barrel washing. It's just kind of out here. And then we would head up these stairs. This takes us up to the lab. This is the lab in here. This is where a lot of this sort of winemaking really happens in a place that's this size. So you can see there's stuff for doing PHTA, checking sulfurs. And this, spend a lot of time doing these in the morning. So these are the sort of ferment round sheets that I was talking about. So every morning, come in, check cap temp, juice temp, check what the Beaumet is at, and then the winemakers will go through and taste, write in what they want done, and then this information will be transferred to that board up at the top. And then yeah, you go through and you kind of graph how the ferments are tracking along. So, you know, red pen here, that's temperature, and then the black or blue pen, that's Beaumet, so that's sugar in the wine. So you want to see a nice kind of gentle curve all the way down. You don't really want to see your temps get above this black line, or yeast can start to die and you might have a stuck ferment, which is never good. So that's the lab. That's more or less it. That's how things go, and everything down there is just offices. And that's usually where the office people are, in the office doing office type things, like screwing up our paychecks. And I'm just going to show you a very important piece of equipment that used to sit right there, but didn't make it through harvest. Rest in peace. Was the espresso machine. But anyway, all right. So that's it. That's the tour of the winery. I hope you enjoyed it. And all right, goodbye from Australia.